Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1972 postseason is on the air. We are back at Riverfront Stadium, the scene of one crazy game we had earlier this week. Will we have another one tonight? It is Game 2 of the National League Division Series between the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds lead this series 1-0, and after a crazy Game 1, the Reds are now trying to take a 2-0 lead before heading to the friendly confines of Wrigley Field. Must-win game for the Cubs probably here, and they definitely have a chance to do it, and because so far it's been pretty close. So anything is possible, of course, in a game of inside pitch, as the first game of this series definitely showed what can happen. And I'm excited for this one, of course. Brian B. is first to join us here at Riverfront Stadium. And yes, Julian Javier is now on the roster, as I've now brought him up from the reserve roster due to the injury of Dennis Menke, who will be out at least 3 more games. So we will see what happens. We'll see what happens here. And hopefully we'll have an exciting game. Brian Patterson joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. And Phoenix Knight as well. He'll be lurking to this week's Mystical Munchies. Oh, okay. That sounds pretty cool. So we got a good one tonight. Hopefully the first game was crazy. Will this second game be just as crazy? Well, it's a Friday night baseball, so I don't care how long this game goes. So let's find out and see what happens as Sports Time Machine Utah Mike joins us here at the stadium in front of the river. Let's take a look at our starters tonight. Starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds is Jack Billingham. I made a mistake. I mentioned Don Gullett was going to be the starter. He is actually the number 4 starter on the Reds, not the number 2. Billingham is the 2. 12 wins, 12 losses, save a 3.18 ERA, 137 strikeouts and 56 walks in 72, as Billingham will go ahead and he will be pitching tonight. It was a crazy first game. Will we have a crazy second game? Inside Pitch has a way of making everybody go nuts. And that's one of the reasons why I think this is the most exciting tabletop baseball game you can play. Let's go to the top of the first. Let's see what happens. Leading off for the Cubs will be the shortstop, Don Kessinger. He was 2 for 5 in Game 1. We're going to use red, white, and white dice. Reds are the home team once again. Once again, not an empty seat anywhere at Riverfront Stadium, as Brian Hoxie now joins us here. We are all set and ready. Cubs, they came very close to winning Game 1. Will they have a better shot at winning Game 2? Let's go to the first pitch. Billingham, 1-4. That's a range play at the park. Riverfront, 3-1. That's a ground ball to first base. That ball is hit to Tony Perez. His range is a 2, and he won't get it. That's going to get past him, and that's going to be a leadoff double for Don Kessinger. Kessinger hits it down the line, and he'll wind up at second base. As Kessinger continues to hit, and I think Kessinger led off the first game with a double as well. I'm going to check that real fast, but I think he did. I think he also led off the game with a double. Can't grab the dang pages. And actually, no, he led off with an error. But that's okay. It's a double for Kessinger, and he will start at second base. Now bring up the second baseman, Glenn Beckert. He was 3 for 6 in Game 1. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 6. Kessinger will stay at second. Billingham, 4-3. Hit by pitch. 9. That just missed. Beckert, 6-6. It's a fly ball to left field. Getting over there is a guy by the name of Mr. Pete Rose. And he'll make the catch for out number 1. Next up will be the left fielder, Hall of Famer Billy Williams. He was 2 for 4 in Game 1, and he has 1 home run already on the postseason. David Vega joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 5. Kessinger stays at second. Billingham, 1-6, strikeout. 16 is high. Williams, 4-4. It's a power hit to center field. That's an 11. And against the righty, Williams will get himself a big-time triple. Williams will slide into third base. Kessinger will score. 1-0 Cubs. Cubs jump out quickly on an RBI triple by Billy Williams. Right into center field. And already the Cubs get the first run. And now the first baseman, Jim Hickman. He was 3 for 6 in the first game and also had a bomb. Infield will play in. Strategy roll, nothing on the 9. Williams stays at third. Billingham, 2-3, strikeout, 8, swing and a miss, struck him out. He will get Hickman on a K. First strikeout for Billingham. Riverfront Stadium, neutral park, 117 home runs, only -1 to walks, no other adjustments. And now the Cubs will bring up the third baseman, Hall of Famer Ron Santo. Santo was 2 for 6 in game 1. Infield now back with 2 outs and nothing on the strat. Billingham, 3-5 against the righty, strikeout, 13 is high. Santo, 5-3, and it's a fly ball hit to left field. And Mr. Pete Rose will go ahead and get it. He'll make the catch and end the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, an RBI triple by Billy Williams. But the Cubs jump out in front, and we will go to the bottom of the first. My Basement Media Productions. Dr. Nick joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Starting pitcher for the Chicago Cubs is Burt Hooton. He's the number 2. 11 wins, 14 losses, but a 2.80 ERA. That just tells me he didn't get run support. 132 strikeouts and 74 walks in 72. So already the Cubs a 1-0 lead, but here come the Reds. Left fielder, Mr. Pete Rose leads off. Hall of Famer? No. One of the greatest of all time? Yeah, and he was 3 for 5 in game 1. Hooton with the pitch. Put him in the hole. Hooton, 5-2, that's a walk. The 11, that's ball, and that barely walks in, but Rose will trot to first. That's a base on balls. First walk given up by Hooton. And now the second baseman, Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer. Yeah, he was 1 for 4 in the first game. Infield is a double play. Strategy, nothing on the 19. Actually, Morgan does get the bunt sign. I don't think you bunt here with a 292 average. I think you're swinging. Hooton, 3-4. That's a walk plus 10, and that's ball 4. So the Cubs go ahead and get the first run, and now Hooton's walked the first 2 batters. So now runners at first and second, no one out. Here comes the center fielder, Bobby Tolan. He was 4 for 6 in the first game. He actually had the most hits in that game. Runners at first and second already for the Reds. Nobody out. Strategy, nothing on the 11. Hooton will pitch. Hooton, 1-3, strikeout, swing and a miss, struck him out. They'll come back with a big K on Tolan, 1 down. And now it'll bring up that guy, the catcher, Mr. Johnny Bench. Hall of Famer, yes. One of the greatest of all time, yes. And if you want to say he is the greatest catcher of all time, hard to argue. He was 2 for 5 in the first game. Rose on second, Morgan on it first. And strategy roll. And nothing on the 5. Rose stays put. Hooton will pitch. Hooton, 3-4. That is again a walk plus 10. And now the bases are full of Reds. So Hooton right now is offering free passes. That's already his 3rd walk of the game. And now the first baseman, Hall of Famer, Tony Perez. He was 3 for 5 in the first game. And they're going to call the infield in here with the bases loaded. So right now Hooton can only give up free passes and can only give up walks. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 8. Hooton will have to pitch to Perez. Here comes the pitch. Hooton, 3-6, strikeout, 13. Called strike 3 on Perez. He got him on a 13, a called strike 3, and got him. So now Hooton is only 1 out away from getting out of this. But he'll have to deal with the right fielder, Cesar Geronimo. He was 3 for 5 in the first game, and he also had a bomb. Yes, Mike Basement Media Productions. Dr. Nick is the official doctor of RJL Network. Yes, he is. If I need a doctor, he's the only one I'm calling, even though he is retired. But he is the best. Strategy roll. That is a 7. Nothing happening. Hooton will now pitch a Geronimo. Bases are loaded, but Hooton's walked 3 and now struck out 2. What does he do here? 1-5. Home run chance. Lefty, 1-12. The 13 is too high. He just missed pitching a meatball. But Geronimo gets the swing. 6-1, and he hits it hard, but it's a line drive right to Kessinger at short. Pow! Right in the glove, and the inning is over. No runs. Nothing across except 3 walks. Geronimo just missed a chance to get a bomb, and he misses it, and he hits a line drive right to short, and it'll stay 1-0 after 1. Stadium groans. And Hooton gets out of the jam. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Cubs will be center fielder Rick Monday. He was 2 for 4 in the first game. Billingham will pitch. Billingham, 4-3, hit by pitch, 5, plunk, ouch. He hit him, and Monday will trot to first. First hit batter of the game. And now we'll see the catcher, Randy Hundley. He and Cardinal were the only Cubs to not get a hit the first game. He is 0 for 5. He's still looking for his first hit. Jimmy Jam joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Infield double play. And that's a 7. Monday stays where he is. Billingham with the pitch. Billingham, 3-5 against the righty. Strikeout. That 5 is good. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Billingham. 1 down. And now we'll see the right fielder, Jose Cardinal. He was 0 for 4 in the first game. Monday still on at first, and he'll stay at first. Billingham, 1-2, strikeout 7. That will miss. Cardinal, 5-3. It's a base hit to right field. Cardinal gets his first hit of the series. Monday, base runner 4. Single to right +1, a 1-5. He will get to third, and he will easily. And Cardinal looking to go to second. He's got great speed. He'll get there. Cardinal goes ahead and turns the single into a double. So that's a double for. I'm going to give a double for Cardinal. And now that'll bring up the pitcher, Burt Hooton. He can hit the ball, 125 average in 72. We did have a homer and 6 RBIs. Philip Reynolds joins us here, and Doug Hunt at Riverfront Stadium. Runners at second and third. Infield will play in. Monday on at third, Cardinal on at second. Billingham and again in a jam here. Strategy, nothing on the 9. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 5-6. That is at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 5-6. And it's a ground ball to third. It is a ground ball to third base. Monday, with the infield in, his base running rating is a 2. They're going to send him. Monday will score on a 1, 2, or 6. Brian B., do you throw home or do you take the sure out at first? He has a 50% chance of scoring. What do you want to do, Brian B.? Throw home or home? He's going home, so Hooton will make first no matter what. Monday is coming home. The throw goes to the plate. He is safe on a 1 or a 2 or a 6. He's safe, and the Cubs take a 2-0 lead. Stadium groans. Now, Cardinal is at second base. It was a ground ball to third. And Cardinal actually will stay at second base. You still need a 6 in order to move over to third. He stayed put. But Hooton will be, the throw, would he go? I keep on forgetting on that. If the throw comes home, Cardinal probably would have went over to third. That is a 5. Let me just see something here for a minute. Runners at second and third. Defense choose. We're on a third scenario out at first. Runner on ball, hit to second. Runner advances on ball, hit the third base. I'm going to follow the rule. It says runners on ball, the third base only. So Cardinal was not sent, and they sent him home. So I'm going to keep him at second base, but it is now 2-0 Cubs anyway. So Burt Hooton's going to get an infield single scoring Monday. And that is an infield base hit. Now the batter is Kessinger. Runner is still at first and second with 1 out. Infield now back a double play, and the Cubs now have a 2-0 lead. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 18. Kessinger actually gets the bunt sign. He says, "You kidding? I'm swinging." Billingham, 5-1. Error on a throw. Kessinger, 2-1. Nope, that's a fly ball hit to right field. That ball is hit to Geronimo. And that will be out number 2. Cardinal, there could be a throw, though. Base runner 5, hit to right, -1 is 4. And Geronimo -1 is 3. A 1-3, Cardinal will get to third base. And he will. Now, Geronimo's error rating is a 4. That's a 12. So there won't be a throwing error. So Cardinal does get to third, and he stays put. So that is a fly ball hit the right, but now another run moves 90 feet closer, and the batter will be Becker. Beckert is 0 for 1. As Philip Reynolds is not happy on the Reds right now. But there are now 2 outs, but now a 2-0 lead for the Cubs. Strategy, nothing on the 4. Nobody moves. Beckert will go ahead and get ready for the pitch. Billingham, 3-1 against the righty. Walk +10, and that is ball 4. So Billingham walks Beckert, and that's the first walk by Billingham. And now here comes Billy Williams. He got a triple his first time up. 2 outs here, top of the second. Cubs looking to maybe blow this game open early. Fans here at Riverfront Stadium a little nervous. Williams at the plate. Strategy roll. That is a 1. Nothing happening. Nobody's moving. Billingham trying to get out of the jam. Lucky to just give up 1 run. Williams looking for something to hit. If Billingham throws a meatball, it's out of here. Billingham with the pitch. Billingham, 5-3 against the lefty. It's a blank. Williams, 2-2, and it's a ground ball to second base. That'll get picked up by Morgan. He will throw to first to get the out, and the inning is over. 1 run on 2 hits, a hit batter, and a walk. The Cubs now have a 2-0 lead, but are probably wishing they got a lot more. As we all know, that no lead is safe at inside pitch. We go to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Reds will be the new third baseman, Darrell Chaney, who's playing third base for the injured Dennis Menke, who will miss the rest of the National League Division Series. A .250 average, 2 homers, 19 RBIs. He had the most at-bats available, and he is a switch hitter, so it makes sense to use him. Although his range, unfortunately, is going to hurt. Hooton, 6'4", strikeout 18, that is high. Chaney, 3-2, and that's a fly ball hit to left field. Billy Williams will go ahead and get it and make the catch for out number 1. Next up will be the shortstop, Dave Concepcion. He was 1 for 5 in the first game. Hooton will go ahead and pitch. DB joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Hooton, 3-3, that is a blank. Concepcion, 2-6, ground out to third base. Ron Santo will go ahead and get it and toss it over for out number 2. And now they'll bring up the pitcher, Jack Billingham, an .070 average and 2 RBIs. Hooton will go ahead and pitch to Billingham. Hooton, 6-4, strikeout 10, swing and a miss, struck him out. A much better inning for Hooton. And he'll get it, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for him. 2-0 Cubs after 2. Let's see. Well, almost no lead is safe, and a double-digit lead seem pretty safe. If they're double-digit, yes, but I think the biggest comeback was 8 runs. If you want to check out a good game, Phoenix night, check. It was a 2-parter, unfortunately, because I lost my internet in the middle of the game. Check out my 2016 from the 2016 playlist. The San Francisco Giants and the Pittsburgh Pirates and the San Francisco Giants. Check out that game, and you'll see what I mean by where leads don't matter. The Giants Pirates game of my 2016 replay really could have been game. I almost think we made that game of the year, but I think we chose a different game in the postseason. Top of the third, Jim Hickman leads off for the Chi Cubs. He's 0-for-1. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 4-3, hit by pitch. 17 is high. Hickman, 2-2, popped out to third base. And Cheney says he's got it. And he'll make the play for out number 1. Next batter is Santo. Santo is 0-for-1. Billingham, 5-1, error on a throw. Santo, 2-2, ground ball to short. That ball is hit to Concepcion. His error rating is an 8. That's a 17. He won't make an error. He'll take his time and toss it over for the out. And now here's Monday. Monday got hit by a pitch his first time up. Billingham, 6-5, blank. Monday, 3-4, and against a righty that's grounded to first base. That'll get handled there by Tony Perez, and he will take it himself. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Billingham, the first time he's retired the Cubs in order. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Webb Johnson joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. And, of course, Tracy Meehan, who I did not really mention officially, so you are now in there. And no, it's not Putin, it's Hooton. Let's not bring that guy into this. Bottom of the third, 2-0 in favor of the Cubs. Leading off for the Natty will be Mr. Peter Rose. He walked his first time up. Hooton will go ahead and pitch. Hooton, 5-6. That's a possible error. Rose, 3-6. That's a fly ball to center field. Going after that is Rick Monday. His error rating is a 1. That's a 15. He'll make the catch. One down, and here comes Morgan. Morgan walked his first time up. Hooton with the pitch. 4-3. That is a blank. Morgan, 3-2, and that's fly ball to center field. And once again, Monday will have to move in a little bit and grab it to away. And now Tolan. Tolan struck out his first time up. Hooton sets up with the pitch. 4-2, error on a grounder. Tolan, 2-3. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to second base. Head to Glenn Beckert. His error rating is a 7. That's a 15. He will take care of that and toss it over and retire the side. 1-2-3. Go the Reds. And the Cubs have a 2-0 lead after 3. As John Haverly joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Top of the fourth, Leading off for the Cubbies will be Randy Hundley. He goes 0 for 1. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 6-3. That is a blank. Not tired. Hundley, 3-5, and a line out right to the shortstop. Concepcion is there. 1 out. As Midlife Crisis joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Next up is Cardinal. Cardinal got a double his first time up. Billingham with the pitch. Billingham, 4-5, blank. Cardinal, 1-4, fly out. Center field. That'll get taken care of by Bobby Tolan. And Billingham looks like he's settled down a little bit, 2 away. Next batter is Hooton. No, not a Friday night doubleheader. Hooton got a base hit his first time up. It was an infield single, which allowed the run to score. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 6-4. Home run result against the righty. Hooton needs a 5. Nope, the 16 is too high. 2-1, and instead he grounds it to third. That'll get taken care of by Cheney, and he'll throw it over to for first and get the out. Wow, almost that almost could have been a good play there for Hooton. We go to the bottom of the 4th after a 3 up and 3 down. Mr. Johnny Bench leads off. He walked his first time up. 2-0 Cubs. Game 2 of this NLDS. Hooton with the pitch. Hooton, 6-1. Strikeout 3. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He gets benched. And that is the 3rd K. I'm sorry, that's the 4th strikeout for Hooton. 1 down. Next up is Perez. Perez is 0 for 2. Hooton, 3-2, walk, 15. That's too high. Perez, 5-6, and that's flied to right field. And Jose Cardinal will camp under it, build a fire, wait for the ball to show up. It does, and it's out number 2. And now Geronimo. Geronimo is 0 for 1. Hooton will go ahead and pitch. Hooton, 2-2. That's a blank. Geronimo, 3-2. Against the righty. It's a ground ball to third. Santo will go ahead and get that. Take his time. Toss it over. And that will retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning for Burt Hooton. It stays 2-0 after 4. Was Hooton underrated? I think Burt Hooton was a solid pitcher. I don't know if I want to put him in the Hall of the Very Good, but Hooton did have some good years. Specifically, I think he had more years better with the Dodgers than he did anyone else. We go to the top of the 5th as Marlon Price joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Billingham back on the mound. Top of the order for the Cubbies. Here's Don Kessinger. He got a double his first time up. He's 1 for 2. 2-0 lead for the Cubs. Cubs trying to steal the home field here at Riverfront Stadium. Billingham, 1-5, blank. Kessinger, 4-4, popped out to second base. Morgan will say, I got it. And he does, 1 out. Next batter is Beckert. Beckert 0 for 1 with a walk. Billingham, they'll go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 6-4. Home run result against the righty. Beckert needs a 2. The 16 is way out of there. Beckert, 1-1, but he will slap a base hit past third. And Beckert gets to first on a single. That's his first hit of the ball game. And now Williams is always a threat to hit a home run every time he comes up. He's 1 for 2 with a triple. Infield double play. Beckert will stay where he is. Billingham will go ahead and he will pitch. Billingham, 2-3, strikeout 10. That is high. Williams, 3-3, and that's a fly ball to left. Mr. Rose says he'll get to it, and he will. 2 down. Now there's Hickman. Hickman is 0 for 2. Beckert on it first. He'll stay at first. Billingham, 4-1 against the righty, strikeout plus 10. That's a 17. That's a swing and a miss, struck him out, and the inning is over. Third strikeout for Billingham. No runs and a hit for the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Leading off for the Reds will be Darrell Cheney. He's 0 for 1. Hooton will go ahead and pitch. Hooton, 6-5, hit by pitch. 18 is high. Cheney, 3-3, and he grounds it to third base. Moving over is Santo, and he'll throw it over for the out, one away. And now Concepcion, he's 0 for 1. Hooton, he'll go ahead. He'll make the pitch. Hooton, 4-3. That is a blank. Concepcion, 3-3. And against the righty, that's a fly ball to center field. Monday, he will wait till Friday to make the catch. He does. 2 down. And now Billingham. Billingham is 0 for 1. Hooton, he'll set it up and deal. And that's a 4-6. That is a blank. Billingham, 6-6, and he popped it up. That's a pop fly ball to first base, and Hickman's going to come into fair territory. He'll make the play and retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Reds. Hooton off to a good start. 2-0 after 5. We go to the 6th. Leading off for the Cubs will be Ron Santo. He's 0 for 2. Billingham gets the deal, and now he will pitch. Billingham, 3-1 against the righty. 1 plus 10, and that one is an easy ball for, and Santo trots to first. And that is the second walk issued by Billingham. It will now bring up Monday infield double play. Santo did have a stolen base. He's not getting one here. Steeler fan joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 5-3 against the lefty. It's a blank. Monday, 5-5, ground out to second base. Do they turn the 2? 1, 1, 2. Shortstop pivot, Concepcion 0, 1 to 2. It's a double play. They got it. 2 outs. 4-6-3 double play hit into by Monday. Didn't ground into many of those, but he will do one here. 2 away now for Hundley. Hundley is 0 for 2. Yeah, I got to go hide my mom. Steeler fan is now in the chat. Billingham with the pitch. Billingham, 5-3 against the righty. Strikeout. That 10 is a cold strike. 3 on Hyundai. Hyundai side retired. Strikeout number 4 for Billingham. And he has settled down. Nothing across except a walk. Bottom of the 6th. Still 2-0 Cubs. What's the best double play pivot? Remember seeing an inside pitch. I know there's a +2. I think there is somebody with a +3 arm. I know I have seen that somewhere. She's with me safe and sound. Hooton back on the mound. Top of the order for the Reds. Here is Mr. Pete Rose. And he's 0 for 1 with a walk. 2-0 Cubs. Hooton, he will pitch. 1-4, strikeout 5, cold strike 3 on Rose. He got him. And that is the 5th K for Burt Hooton. 1 down. It'll bring up Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 1 with a walk. Hooton, he'll go ahead and pitch. Hooton, 2-5. That's at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 6-5, and that is a fly ball to center field. Monday will come under it a bit. He'll take a step to his left, make the catch, 2 down. And now here's Tolan. Tolan is 0 for 2. Hooton, they'll go ahead and pitch. Hooton, 1-5. Home run chance. Lefty, 1-12. The 4 is good. Against the righty. Tolan needs a 5. Does he put the Reds on the board? No, it's an 11. 3-4, and he grounds it to second base. He got over it. Beckert will go ahead and get it. Throw it over to first. Side retired. 1, 2, 3, go the Reds. 2-0 Cubs after 6. We go to the top of the 7th. Leading off for the Cubs will be Jose Cardinal, and he's 1 for 2 with a double. Billingham can pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. So if Brian B wants to get somebody warmed up in the bullpen after that happens. 2-0 Cubs, Billingham with the pitch. Billingham, 3-3, walk, 11, and that is ball 4. He walked Cardinal. Leadoff walk. And the batter will be Hooton. Hooton, not much of a bunter. A bunt rating of 2. But he does strike out a lot. But they're going to call the corners in anyway. And we'll see what he does here. Strategy roll first. And that is a 12. And he really doesn't get the bunt sign. His bunt rating is a 2. I think you bunt automatically as well. I'm going to call the bunt. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 4-2. Home run chance, but on a bunt, that's not going to work. On a bunt, that's not going to work. So Hooton will lay down the bunt, and that is bunted right. Let's see, that's bunted right back to Billingham. Hooton's bunt rating becomes a 1, hit back to him. That is a 20. And that is a pop-out roll, and that is a pop-up for an out. Roll 1d6 versus lead runner's base running rating. So Cardinal's base running rating is a 5. He'll get back to first, 1 out. Wow, that was not a good bunt at all by Hooton. And I guess they're going to tell him to stick to pitching. So he popped it up. I think that's the first time I ever rolled that on a bunt. But Cardinal does get back to first. It's 1 out. So that was a pop-up to the pitcher. The batter now is Kessinger. Infield is still a double play deck. Strategy roll. And that's a 13. Cardinal stays there. Cardinal's got great speed. A double, he'll probably score. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 1-4. Range play at the park. Riverfront. 1-6. It's a fly ball hit to center field. Going after that is Bobby Tolan. His range is a 3. He's got it. 2 outs. Nice play by Bobby Tolan on a fly out to center. Now Billingham is tired, but they're going to let him pitch to Beckert and try to get out of the inning. 2 men down here. Still a 2-0 lead for the Cubs. Cardinal on it first. Strategy, nothing on the 16. Cardinal stays where he is. Billingham will pitch. Billingham, 2-4 against the righty. Strikeout, 10 is high. Beckert, 5-1, and that's a ground ball to third. Cheney's going to go ahead and get to it, and he will toss it to first to get Beckert, and the inning will end there. No run, nothing across except the walk. Fast-moving game here right now. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Our next game will be tomorrow night. It will be game 2 of the other National League Division Series between the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Astros lead that series 1-1. It'll 1-0. It'll be Larry Dierker going for the Astros, and Doc Ellis will be going for the Pirates. That'll be tomorrow night's game. Dierker and Ellis for game 2 of that NLDS between the Astros and the Pirates. The Astros lead that series 1-0. But can the Pirates tie that series up before heading to the Dome? That'll be tomorrow night on the network. Bottom of the 7th here, 2-0 Cubs. Leading off for the Reds will be Mr. Johnny Bench. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. 2-0. Hooton will go ahead and pitch. Hooton, 4-3. That is a blank. Bench, 5-4. And that's a ground ball hit to short. That'll get handled by Kessinger. And Kessinger makes the play and throws it over, out number 1. 1 down. Here comes Perez. Perez is 0 for 2. Hooton will go ahead and pitch. Hooton, 3-3. That's a blank. Perez, 1-6. And Perez smacks one into center field. And that's going to be a double. Perez hits one into center. It'll bounce off the wall. And Perez will get himself a double. And that is the first hit of the game for the Reds. So a good job by Burt Hooton. He pitches 6 1/3 of no-hit ball. But Tony Perez will go ahead and get a double. And now the tying run coming to the plate in Geronimo. Geronimo is 0 for 2. Perez on at second. And he gets the steal sign to go to third. I don't know if you do that, Brian B. I don't know if you do that, Brian B. He gets the steal sign to go to third. 13 plus 2 is 15. And Hundley plus 1, a 1-16. Yeah, Brian B says no, and I agree. Hooton will go ahead and pitch. Hooton, 5-6, possible error. Geronimo, 6-4. That's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Glenn Beckert. His error rating is a 7. That's a 16. He's got it. He will throw to first to get the out. 2 away. Perez moves to third. And now the batter is Cheney. And Cheney is 0 for 2. Cheney is 0 for 2 here. They'll let him bat. So 2 outs, runner on third base. Cubs lead 2-0. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 17. Hooton will go ahead and pitch. Hooton, 1-6. Wild pitch. It's a possible pass ball. Hundley's pass ball rating is a 3. And he'll bounce off his chest protector and roll all the way. Perez will come and he will score. It's 2-1. Wow, what a way to give up a run. A pass ball on Randy Hundley allows Perez to score, and it's now 2-1. And now Cheney will bat with the bases empty. What a way to give up a run there. A pass ball on Randy Hundley. Hooton with the pitch. 5-3, strikeout 9. Cold strike 3 on Cheney. He got him, and the inning will end. And that is strikeout number 6 for Hooton. But damage done. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 pass ball. It's 2-1 Cubs now after 7. Top of the 8th. Jack Billingham is tired. I'm waiting for what Brian B wants to do with Jack Billingham. Leading off for the Cubs is Mr. Billy Williams. And he is 1 for 3 with a triple. So what does Brian B want to do with Billingham? He is tired. Remember, you have the entire bullpen. I do not use pitcher fatigue in the postseason. It doesn't. It's and a Bourbon double switch. So who comes out? So Billingham's going to come out of the game. That'll be it for him. And you're going to bring in, coming on to pitch for the Reds will be Pedro Bourbon. And he will come on to pitch now, and says Cheney is out. So that means that Bourbon will bat in the 7th spot, as Brian B wants to put me to work. So that means now the third base is going to be McRae. So he will move Hal McRae to third base, and Cheney comes out of the game. And Bourbon will bat 7th. So timeout as I change the scorecard here. And McRae is a 120. He's actually worse. He's actually worse than Cheney, but he does have better. But he does have a better hitting. What year was it the Dolphins beat the 12-0 Bears on Monday Night Football? 1985. I was there at the Orange Bowl, the greatest Miami Dolphins game I ever saw. Of course, speaking of 1985, there you go. Yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna block that. I'm gonna block that. So here's Billy Williams. Pedro Bourbon is the next batter, is the next pitcher, and Bourbon does not have any official record, just an appearance. So here comes Pedro Bourbon making his second appearance of the series. So top of the 8, 2-1 Cubs. Bourbon will pitch to Williams. Bourbon, 6-1 against the lefty. It's a walk. That is a 9. But believe it or not, that will not happen. Williams is an 8. -1 makes him a 7. Yeah, okay. Williams will swing. 6-2, and it's a base hit to right field. Well, he didn't walk him, but Williams does get a leadoff single. Leadoff base hit for Williams. Now the batter is Hickman. Hickman is 0 for 3. Infield is at double play. Williams on it first. Bourbon, strategy rolls are still on. And Williams, does he get the hit and run? I don't know if you would hit and run here, would you? No, you wouldn't hit and run here. Hickman has a massive home run power. You try to hit and run and cut the home run. You let Hickman hit. Although the hit and run is not a bad idea. That is a 1. He does get the hit and run because of the 10, which is a +2. So he does get the hit and run. I'll let him swing. No hit and run. Hit and run's called off. Bourbon with the pitch. Bourbon, 2-3. That is a blank. Hickman, 3-1. And that is a ground out to short. 2-2-3. Second base pivot. Morgan, a 0. A 1-3. It's a double play. No. The only play was the first base. That's picked up there by Morgan, and he's going to throw to first to get the out. 1 down. Williams does move to second. So now, runner on second base, the batter is Santo. You kind of think Santo was due here. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Williams on at second. Bourbon will pitch to Santo. Bourbon, 4-4 against the righty. It's a blank. Santo, 4-4. It's a base hit to center field. Santo will get a single. Will it score Williams? Base runner 2. Single to center +2. A 1-4. Williams will score. No, he's held it third. Holy cow, what a throw by Bobby Tolan. And the third base coach holds Williams at third. Santo gets a base hit, but he can't bring in Williams. When is it a 4-6 fielder's choice? When is it a 4-6 fielder's choice? I don't know. It wouldn't be a 4. Well, it wouldn't be a. I wouldn't call it. I mean, you could be a 4-6 fielder's choice if you want to call it, but But it was a 6 because a 6 is a 6-4 because a 6 is automatically runner's advance. So Pedro Borbon coming out of the game, and he wants to bring in Hall, and I will do just that. So coming on to bat pitch now for the Reds will be Tom Hall. Hall will be the third Reds pitcher. Runners at the corners, and the batter for the Cubs is Rick Monday. And Monday is 0 for 2, but got hit by a pitch. Infield, what do you do? What do you do here? Hall, what do you do? Infield in or double play depth? What do you want to do? I think you call infield in because Williams then can't score. But what do you want to do? It says infield in. Infield in with 1 out. Runners at the corners, a very big chance here for the Cubs. Tom Hall will now come in to pitch. Runners at first and second. Strategy. That is a 2. Nothing happening. At least I don't think so. No, nothing's happening. The runners will stay put. Hall will go ahead and pitch to Monday. Hall with the pitch. Hall, 3-1. Error on a grounder. Monday, 3-3. It is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to first base. That ball is hit to Tony Perez. His error rating is a 6. That's a 4, and that's going to be an error on Perez, and the runners will move. Williams will come in to score. It's a 1-base error. Santo to second, Monday to first. 3-1 Cubs. Stadium barfs. Yeah. A huge error on Tony Perez. And that is an E3. That's the first error on the Reds. And Tony Perez makes a huge error. And the Cubs will get a run back ahead. Holy cow. And now the batter is Hundley. And Hundley is 0 for 3 as Mike Terra Supernova joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. So Santo on at second, Monday on at first. Now the infield is back to double play. Tony Perez makes a huge error. After further review, with Steve Tower joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Top of the 8th, 3-1 Cubs. Cubs trying to tie this series. Hundley's the batter. He is 0 for 3. I'm wondering what I want to do here. And against lefties, he's not that good. And do the Cubs want to make a move? I'm going to say no. He has too many at-bats. I don't think they would take him out. Santo will stay at second, Monday at first. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 10. Nobody moves as Baseball with the Demos joins us here at the stadium in front of the river. Hall with the pitch. Hall, 6-6. Range play at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 2-4. That is going to be a fly ball to center field. Going after it is Bobby Tolan. Tolan on his high horse. His range is a 3. He can't get it. And it's going to be a double over his head as Randy Hundley's going to come through with a big-time double. Santo will come in to score. Monday, base runner 4, double to center, +2, +1, a 1-5. Monday will score. He does! 2 runs in for the Cubs. It's 5-1. Stadium groans. A 2 RBI double for Randy Hundley as Bobby Tolan could not make the play. A big error in the game, and still 1 out here in the top of the 8th, now 5-1 Cubs. And now the batter is Cardinal. Cardinal is 1 for 2, a double, and he walked. Hundley on at second base. Now a 5-1 Cubs lead here. Fans here at Riverfront Stadium cannot believe it. Strategy rolls are off. Hall with the pitch. Hall, 2-2, strikeout, 14. That is high. Cardinal, 6-2, base hit, right past first. That's a single. Hundley, however, will not score. He will hold at third. Cardinal gets a big-time hit. And now runners at the corners. Burt Hooton is the next batter, but they will pinch hit for him. He will come out as Hooton did his job, and the Cubs will go to the bench and try to get more runs. And coming on to pinch hit for the Cubs will be Carmen Fanzoni, 225 average, 8 homers, 42 RBIs. Fanzoni will come on to pinch hit. He does hit a double plays, though. The question is, what does Brian B. want to do here? Does he want to leave Tom Hall in there is a question. I don't know. He hasn't said much since everything fell apart here for the Reds. The infielder would probably bring in. You don't want him bring in. You don't want any more runs to come in. Brian B. says in, and he will let Hall stay against Fanzoni. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Top of the 8th. Cubs a 5-1 lead. A big chance here for the Cubs to get more. Strategy rolls are off. Hall, 4-3, home run chance. Righty, 1-12. The 15 is too high. 5-4, and it's a ground ball to third. That means Hundley's base running rating would be a -1, so he can't come. So Cardinal will go to second. The throw goes to first to get Fanzoni. That's out number 2. Since the infield was in. So a ground out to third does move Cardinal over. But now here's Kessinger. And that is a 14. Tom Hall does have special K, but the 14 was too high. So now here is Kessinger. He is 1 for 4 with a double. Fans here at Riverfront Stadium cannot believe it. And Hall will pitch to Kessinger here. Strategy rolls are off. Hall with the pitch. Hall, 1-1. That is an automatic out. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field. And Pete Rose is going to get to it. He'll make the catch and retire the side. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 huge error. And the Cubs have taken a 5-1 lead going to the bottom of the 8th. Leading off for the Reds will be Dave Concepcion. He is 0 for 2. And the Cubs need a pitcher. They got 2 righties coming up here. So coming on to pitch for the Cubs is going to be Joe Decker. 1 win, no losses, no saves, a 2.13 ERA. Decker will come on to pitch against Concepcion in the 8th inning here. 5-1. Decker sets up against Concepcion. Here comes the pitch. Decker, 5-5. That is an automatic out. And it will be a ground ball hit to first base. Hickman will get to it, and he'll take it himself for out number 1. Next up is the new third baseman, a young Hal McRae. 278 average, 5 homers, 26 RBIs. The reason why Hal McRae was not chosen as a starter over with Dennis Menke out, Darrell Chaney had more at-bats by pretty much by over 100, and that's good enough for me not to use it. Decker will pitch to McRae. Decker, 2-4. That's a range play at the park. Riverfront, 1-6. Fly ball, center field. The ball is hit to Rick Monday. His range is a 3. Nope, that's going to drop in. And that's going to be a double for Hal McRae, so he'll go ahead and get himself a double. And now maybe the Reds can maybe get at least a run or 2. Hal McRae hits a double over Monday's head. And now the batter is Rose. Rose is 0 for 2 with a walk. Decker will go ahead and pitch to him. 1 out, bottom of the 8th, 5-1 Cubs. Decker sets up, and he'll deal. Decker, 3-1. That is an automatic out. And it will be a ground ball to second base, handled there by Becker. The throw goes to first, and McRae moves to third. 2 down, and now here's Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 2 with a walk. Fans here hoping they get something out of this. Decker gets up here against Morgan. 2 men down. Decker sets in there. Fans here, Riverfront, knowing that the Reds got to do a little work here. And Decker will go ahead and pitch. Decker, 6-5, strikeout 14, that's high. Morgan, 1-6, base hit, right past short, second base. It's a single, and the Reds will get one back. So Morgan gets a single past second. It's now 5-2. And the Reds will get a run. They do get one back. Now the batter is Tolan. Tolan is 0 for 3. Morgan on it first. Morgan will go ahead, set it in there. Strategy rolls are still off. Reds lead this series 1-0. Cubs trying to tie it up. Strategy rolls still off. Decker with the pitch. Decker, 6-3. That is a blank. Tolan, 1-3. And it's popped out to first base. And Hickman says he'll get it. He'll make the catch and retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits for the Reds. They do get one back, but the Cubs a 5-2 lead after 8. We go to the top of the 9th. What does Brian B. want to do with Hall? Leading off for the Cubs is Glenn Beckert. He is 1 for 3, a single and a walk. Brian B. says he wants to keep Hall in there. And he can still pitch to, I believe he can still pitch to 4 more batters. So he wants to keep Hall. So Hall will stay in there. Top of the 9th, 5-2 Cubs. Cubs looking now for insurance. Hall with the pitch. 5-6. That's a walk plus 10, and that 6 is ball 4. So Hall walks Beckert. Now an insurance run is already on base. And now Williams. Williams is 2 for 4, a triple and a single. Infield a double play depth. Strategy rolls are off. Hall will go ahead and deal with Williams. Williams hoping Hall throws him a meatball. Hall will go ahead and he will pitch. Hall, 3-1, error on a grounder. Williams, 5-6. Nope, that's a fly ball, hit the right field. Cesar Geronimo will get to that one and make the catch. 1 down. And now here's Hickman. Hickman is 0 for 4. Beckert stays at first. Hall will go ahead and he will pitch. Hall, 2-6, strikeout 2, swing and a miss, struck him out. And he gets Hickman on a K. And now they'll bring in Santo. Santo is 1 for 3, a single and a walk. Hall looking in on Santo. Fans here at Riverfront hoping Hall keeps it where it is. Fight and hope for some 9th inning magic. Hall will go ahead and pitch. Hall, 4-4, error on a throw. Santo, 4-1. Nope, that's a fly ball to center field. And Bobby Tolan will get to it. He'll make the catch and end the inning. Nothing across except a walk. It is 5-2 Cubs. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Leading off for the Reds will be Mr. Johnny Bench. Cubs will go to the bullpen. And they're going to bring out the closer, and that will be Jack Aker. 6 wins, 6 losses, 17 saves, a 2.96 ERA. They'll bring out Jack Aker to try to close this game and tie this series up. Bench at the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Aker, he'll go ahead and he will... Mike in the truck joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Aker with the pitch. Aker, 1-1, strikeout, 18 is high. Bench, 4-4, and a line out right to third. Santo gloves it, 1 out. Hit hard, but Santo didn't have to move. One down. Here comes Perez. Perez is 1 for 3. Got a double. Scored on a pass ball, but made a huge error at first base to allow the Cubs to get a run. Aker, he'll go ahead and pitch. Aker, 4-2, strikeout 9, swing and a miss, struck him out. And now the last chance for the Reds will be Cesar Geronimo, and he is 0 for 3. Aker will go ahead and set the pitch. It's a best of 5, Philip, not a 7. Aker will go ahead and pitch to Geronimo. Fans here at Riverfront Stadium hoping Geronimo can keep it going. Jack Aker trying to get a win here and steal home field from the Reds for 2 games, guaranteeing 2 games at Wrigley. Aker sets up and he deals. 2-2. It is a blank. Geronimo, 5-6. And it's a ground ball to second base. Glenn Becker will go ahead and get it. Pumps once, pumps twice, throws to first. That's your game. Cubs will tie this series up. A 5-2 win on the Reds. This series is tied at 1. Stadium groans. A 1-2-3 inning, Jack Aker goes ahead and gets the job done. I'm actually going to give him a save since the tying run was in the hole. So Jack Aker will go ahead and get a save in this one. And a big-time win for Burt Hooton and the Cubs. They tie the series at 1, guaranteeing at least both games at Wrigley Field. A huge win here for the Cubs. And now a 1-1 series tie. Final line score coming up. For the Cubs, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. For the Reds, they were kept quiet. 2 runs, only 3 hits, and 1 big error. The winning pitcher is Burt Hooton. He'll go to 1-0. Jack Billingham takes the loss, goes to 0-1. Jack Aker will pick up his first save. So a very big game there for a big win for the Cubs, and we are now tied at 1 apiece in a very interesting division series between these two. What will happen again in Game 3 of this series, we have to wait a few days. Tomorrow night will be Game 2 of the other National League Division Series. The Houston Astros taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Larry Dierker will be going for the Astros, and Doc Ellis will be going for the Pirates. A big game. The Pirates trying to tie that series up before heading to the Dome. What can happen there? It will be interesting. Astros and the Bucks. Dierker and Ellis, be there or be square. The dishwasher is already empty. Steeler fans, Sports Time Machine, Brian B., Tracy Meehan, Jimmy Jam, Midlife Crisis, My Basement Media Productions, Brian Hoxie, Philip Reynolds, David Vega, Steve Tower, Mike Terra Supernova, Baseball with the Demos, and let's see here, Phoenix Knight, Webb Johnson, and let's see if I can get everyone here. Marlon Price, John Haverly, Doug Hunt, of course, DB, Brian Hoxie. I think I got everyone there. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. The Chicago Cubs steal the home field. A 5-2 win tonight. This National League Division Series is tied 1-1. See you tomorrow night.